Good evening, viewers. Today we are on chapter 3. Brahma had conferred on Valmiki yogic powers. With this aid, Valmiki sat down cross-legged and joined his palms on the blades of kusa grass with the end pointing to the east. With this, he sought to discover everything about Rama. With the help of his yogic power, he was able to have a clear view about everything with regard to Rama's life. He then started composing the Ramayana. Rama was born in the family of Ikshvaku. He was the eldest son of a powerful king called Dasharatha. Dasharatha had 3 wives. They were Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. He had immense wealth, power, and prestige. He built a wonderful, powerful kingdom, the capital of which was Ayodhya. Yet, with all these, he was very, very sad. He had no son to succeed him. He asked the advice of his chief priest, Vashishta. Vashishta advised him to perform the Ashwamedha Yajna and the Putra Kameshti Yajna. The Ashwamedha Yajna was the horse sacrifice. It was performed to establish his supremacy over vast areas. The Putra Kameshti Yaga was performed to beget children. All counselors and preceptors agreed to the proposal heartily. The king was very happy. He gave instructions for preparations to be made. He advised the Brahmins to duly perform the yaga without making any mistake. Steps were to be taken to conduct the yajnas in accordance to the prescribed procedure. Dasharatha then left for the inner apartment to inform his wives about the decision. Meanwhile, his charioteer and minister Sumantra heard about the decision and related a story to the king. He said that in ancient times, sage Sanat Kumar had predicted that 4 sons would be born to Dasharatha. According to him, sage Rishishringa would help Dasharatha to help him perform the yajna so that he would beget a child. Sumantra then related the story of Rishyasringa. Rishyasringa was a grandson of a famous sage called Kashyapa and the son of sage Vibhandaka. Vibhandaka was a strict father. He brought his son in a disciplined manner. Rishyasringa had only to serve his father and do whatever his father wanted him to do. Rishyasringa was very obedient and grew up into a good man, having mastered the Vedas and the Upanishads. He was so good that wherever he went, he brought rains along with him. He had no bad habits and his fame spread everywhere. In a nearby kingdom of Anga, they ruled a powerful king, Romapada. He was a strong king, but his country was ravaged with famine. His priests and counselors advised him to somehow get Rishyasringa to come to Anga. He sent his ministers and soldiers at first to fetch him. However, they returned downcast as they could not face the wrath of Vibhandaka. So comely courtesans were sent to distract the attention of Rishyasringa. They enticed him to visit them in their boat where they were residing and gently sailed back to Anga. It rained for several days as Rishyasringa stepped into Anga. Romapada was mighty pleased. He gave his only adopted daughter in marriage to him. Her name was Shanta. Rishyasringa lived happily with his wife. Having related the story, Sumantra gently reminded Dasharatha that Romapada was already an ally of Ayodhya. Dasharatha had earlier given him his daughter in adoption to Romapada. Sumantra advised the king to go and seek his permission. Rishyasringa and permission to get Rishyasringa and asked Romapada to lend him and Shanta to perform the brilliant function. Romapada instantly parted with the sage. Dasharatha warmly welcomed Rishyasringa to his court well before the preparation for the yajnas were to be performed.